for comparison bottle number 1, first you got to get a pan or whatever to make sure that the foam doesn't go everywhere if it does leak out of the balloon. Okay, so then you want to put the funnel on there. And then you need 1/2 a cup of baking soda, so we're just going to do this real quick. So then we're going to pour this baking soda into here. Give it. Okay, perfect. Take that off. And we need about 400 milliliters of vinegar, wonderful vinegar. Just put the funnel here too, so I don't spill any. Yeah, I messed up. Using that vinegar, take your balloon and you carefully, okay, if I can pick it up. Okay, take the balloon. Okay, take the balloon and you carefully put it onto the funnel. Make sure it's on there tight so that it doesn't go flying off. And then you pour in the vinegar. Okay, take it off. Okay, so then you carefully put it on top of the bottle somehow. That. And then you flip it in. Good. And you can feel the gas like start going into the balloon. Like this is all gas right now, pretty much. Wait for it a sec, see if it's time to fill up. It's actually losing air. And then I'm going to take this. Around the balloon. Okay, not that side. Around the balloon. And measure, if I can do it right. The dish would be around 25 or 24-ish centimeters. Okay, so then you want to get your other bottle to compare it with. This one we're going to do less baking soda, so we're going to do half the amount of baking soda. Okay, if this happens, don't do it outside. And then we're going to take 1/4 cup baking soda, because that's half of 1 half. Inside of the bottle. Like so. Actually, mistake, put this in there. Make sure to do that. Just for any spillage. And then take, again, 400 milliliters of vinegar, do not change that. And take another balloon. Wait, is this how I do it? Yeah. Back on the funnel. We'll go to in. There we'll go. Okay, so then once you have all that ready, take off again. Ooh. And do the exact same thing as you did in the first time. Kind of stretch it out so that you have enough room to put it on the bottle. Like that. And hold it. And let it go in. Bit. Wait a couple seconds. This one definitely bubbled up more. You can tell that. But then we this again. It's actually bigger, about 25 and a half. The other one was around like the end of 25. What's actually gotten bigger was less baking soda. That's interesting. So for the next one, I'm going to actually use less vinegar now. So we're going back to half cup of baking soda. Don't do that. Sorry for. Then funnel back on. Just same as before. Push it in. Make sure you're getting all of that goodness. Right. Good. And then this time we're actually going to use 200 milliliters of vinegar instead of 400. That's way too much. Okay. And we're going to do the balloon again. Stretch out the top so that you have enough to put it on the funnel. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. And stretch it out a bit. Where's the 200 vinegar? Oh. Okay, once you have that all prepared and ready, like spaghetti, you're gonna then do the exact same thing you've done in the other ones. Stretch it out, get it on the bottle, and then pour it in. Second. This one seems to be smaller than the other ones already, so doesn't look like it's foaming any like much more. So that means no more carbon dioxide is going to be released. Like there's still more, but it's not as much as the other two were. So I'm gonna wait a couple more seconds actually. So this one is about 22 and a half. Yeah, 22 and a half. So it's actually smaller. Okay, so we're gonna wait for like 10 minutes for these to get fully done because this one is still producing some bubbles, this one is too. So your first measurement might not be correct, so you wanna double check after about 10 or 20 minutes. So I'm gonna put all those right there, and then for cleanup, you're gonna pretty much take anything in the pan, which is some liquid, pour it out. The pan is mainly just in case some stuff leaks out. And then just take water and clean all these when you're inside and stuff. All in there. That was your vinegar. That's there. There's your baking soda. If you have any extra balloons, I don't know, just start them away. And put the knife in there. And then for the water and stuff, for the stuff on here, take water. And you just want to like kind of get it off. Just like make sure it's all good. Just kind of clean it. That's it. It's clean up. Okay, now some of the bottles, they might have some baking soda on the bottom. So you want to make sure to like shake it to still get that to mix more, so it releases some more carbon dioxide. As you can see, it's still kind of foaming back up. I'll just do that every now and then to make it still good. Okay, so we're kind of afraid that this middle one might pop because it is getting really big and it's made some noises. So if you are going to do this, make sure to get good balloons, not Dollar General $1 balloons. But yeah, so you can see it's still bubbling. Yeah. Okay, so what's basically happening is the baking soda and the vinegar are combining to release carbon dioxide gas. And since carbon dioxide gas is less dense than air, it's actually rising. So that's why the balloons are like having air in them to blow up. And if you look at the ingredients of baking soda, you can tell that its ingredients is sodium bicarbonate. That's its only ingredient. And then vinegar, it has hydrogen ions and acetate ions, so that mixes with the sodium bicarbonate to do this pretty much. If you're doing this for yourself, you want to make sure your controlled variables are good. So your controlled variables will pretty much be your vinegar and baking soda, the amount of them you use. Then your independent variable is pretty much the carbon dioxide that rises, because you can't really control that. Okay, so when you wait about 10 to 20 minutes, it's been about 12 minutes for these, but you want to measure again. The reason I'm measuring not at 15 minutes is because this is going to pop at some point, maybe. I just don't want to take the chance and I want to measure it first. Now the reason you want to double check your measurements is because more air will be released in the time you're doing the other ones. So let's measure this. I'm going to measure it this way, so that the camera can see. You also want to make sure you're like the middle of the balloon, because that's the biggest point. If you're not, if you do it at like the end, it's obviously not going to have as much room. This one is about here, about 27 and a half. And you can see that's way bigger than our original measurement, which was 4.8. Right now, we're going to measure this one, the big one, that actually used less baking soda. This one's actually staying up. That one's falling over, that one's staying up a little bit more. But this one's actually like staying up, and I believe that's because of all the air that's in it, or carbon dioxide, not air. This one surprisingly is actually less, about 27.7. And even if I go to like the exact middle, which I'm pretty sure it's at, it's still 27.7, which is actually surprising that this one's bigger, because you compare them together. The purple one actually looks bigger, but the problem is that this could be a mistake, is because all the air is down here. If this was to rise, it could be bigger, but so that could be a mistake. And for this small one, you can obviously tell from visual that it's smaller, but we're still going to measure it just to make sure. Now this one we use less vinegar. So, what am I doing?
Okay, so this one is about 23.1-ish.
Which still isn't surprisingly that much smaller. It looks way smaller, but it's about 4 centimeters less. So, in conclusion, the amount of baking soda actually affects it more than the amount of vinegar, but it also could depend on them both, mainly, because they both had different effects. Since this one had less vinegar, it didn't have enough vinegar to react with the baking soda as much. And since this one had less baking soda, the vinegar, there's too much vinegar, so it couldn't affect the baking soda as much. But this basically had this perfect amount, so it just looked good and it just made it bigger. Now, if you use more baking soda and more vinegar, this will probably be bigger.